Hello one and all, welcome to Hey Shmi, I'm Guys. Hope you liked yesterday's video. The Huracan sounds absolutely ridiculous. If you're new to the channel and you're enjoying it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you're a young car guy grinding to get that first supercar, keep at it, smash that like button, and remember, as the great Stephen Hawking once said, the key is knowledge. Today I'm going to VF Engineering to make my Huracan a little bit faster. Maybe in the future, we got some serious plans with those guys. How about an early morning cold start with the new exhaust? God, I fucking love Van Halen. For those that don't know, I'm huge into guitar. I don't know what you think about this idea, but I'd kind of like to shred on guitar for a video or something like that. I know it's not car related, but it used to be a massive part of my life. In middle school and high school, I was legitimately playing guitar maybe 4 hours a day, every day. Fellow green friend! Hello! Oh, Verde Mantis squad, we got the Spark, we got the Challenger, and the Huracan. Welcome to the 405 car show, ladies and gentlemen, where everyone stopped in the middle of the road so you can see lovely Volvos. There's some stuff I've learned along the way on my journey to purchasing my first supercar and building this YouTube channel. Although I hate when people give advice who aren't currently the most successful people in the world. Like if Warren Buffett writes a book, gives advice, by all means, probably the best advice in the world. But if it's someone like me, you know, I'm not successful yet. I've been very fortunate. I'm driving the car of my dreams. But really, what do I know about all that stuff? The truth is, not that much. But I have learned some stuff along the way that I think is really, really helpful to people, whether you're trying to buy a supercar, whether you're trying to be successful in life or in general. The first is, get it out of your head that no matter what your situation is right now, that it's not possible for you to be successful. With access to the internet, there are so many self-made millionaires nowadays. There is no reason why you literally sitting there right now, if you're 15 years old, you're 12 years old, you're 35 years old, you can't be a billionaire. There's no reason you can't be. As I've started setting goals, that's really what's been imperative to my success and my ability to do what I'm doing today. And as you achieve those goals and you work towards it, you realize that the sky is really the limit. It sounds lame when people say, you know, you really can do whatever you want in life, but if you actually actively work towards it, you don't just think about that for a day or for 2 weeks and then you give up and you decide, nah, it's not really gonna happen for me. It actually can happen for you. The second is you're gonna meet a lot of resistance. The amount of times I was told when I started Vehicle Virgins that the name was stupid, it was inappropriate, it was dumb making videos on YouTube, it's never gonna be anything, focus on your engineering school, blah, 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 blah. You know how many times it was? Actually, I have no effing idea, but it was a lot of times. Being young, approaching dealerships, a lot of people don't know how I've gotten the cars. Well, let me tell you, the way I got the cars through Vehicle Virgins was cold calling, walking into dealerships, talking to the general managers, people I've never met before. I'm not honestly that confident, I'm not that good at talking to people. Over the years with Vehicle Virgins, it's helped me a lot, but in the beginning it was horrifying. I went to over 10 dealerships, went in there, introduced myself, said, hey, I have a YouTube channel, and asked about reviewing their cars. 10 dealerships before the first one said yes, and I literally almost quit because it was demoralizing, and honestly, it was really scary walking in there as a young kid asking to drive other people's cars on camera without somebody else in the vehicle. If you're young, it's amazing how much people are ageist. As I was starting out, because of my age, nobody took me seriously. Just because you're such and such age doesn't mean that you're not perfectly capable or more capable of doing a job than somebody who's a lot older than you are. So finally, after that first dealership that let me review their cars, I believe it was a used Toyota dealership, then I worked my way up. I reviewed some Toyotas because that general manager believed that a young kid could do something with this channel and he thought it was an awesome project and he wanted to help out, so I did that. Then I approached more dealerships. People said no. Then there were cars that were pivotal where I got to drive that and then I could show, hey, such and such dealership, I reviewed this car, it's worth such and such amount of money, it gives me credibility. And then I worked my way up and up. I built all those connections myself and it was really hard, but not quitting was huge. Now, involving haters, I get a lot of hate on this channel. That's totally fine. Honestly, my skin has gotten really thick at this point, so I don't give a shit if someone hates on me. And that's something that you have to develop. As you get more and more successful, people are going to hate. It doesn't matter what job you have, or how you acquired money, or what you buy, people are gonna hate it. Whether you worked 50 years for Ford, you saved up enough money to buy a GT350R, I guarantee you your coworkers around you are gonna be jealous and some people are gonna hate. Oh, why'd you spend money on this? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? Well, maybe because it was a priority and you love the car and it means a lot more to you than just the monetary value. When people think that I bought these supercars to show off, it actually pisses me off because they don't have any idea how much Lamborghini as a brand means to me and how much these cars have influenced my life and how much joy that the Gallardo and the Huracan have brought to me. If you're doing what you love and you're confident in it and you're working hard, it really doesn't matter what anyone else says. As the famous philosopher Jake Paul once said, keep dabbing on them haters. Honestly, if you truly believe that you're no different than a lot of self-made millionaires, if you've got an idea, freaking run for it, man. Give it your all, ignore the haters, watch. After a couple years, this doesn't take weeks. I've seen so many people that are motivated for about 2 weeks or 3 months, they don't see money come in right away, and they quit. You can't do that. Vehicle versions took several years before it made any real AdSense income. If I had quit, well, I wouldn't be in this Huracan right now. Think about that for a second. Also remember, the great Albert Einstein once said, if you read a book a day, you acquire knowledge so you can buy Lamborghinis. If anyone knows if this is possible or has hacked it and already done it, please let me know. In Corsa mode on the Huracan Performante, you've got this horizontal tachometer that looks so cool, kind of like the Aventador SV. I've got the same screen, so please, if anyone can do it, please. Wow, a supercharger and tuning company that lives off of a straightaway? Who would have guessed? That's freaking awesome! You guys have a runway out here. We're here. Damn, even VFengineering has a Fiat 500e? I feel like I need to get on this hype. All right, Mike, so my boy Abe here printed me out some awesome stickers, but I know you're a student driver. I'm an expert driver, so I'm coming for you in August. I got the sticker and everything, so you know it's official. So this is Gary from VF. We got a Mustang dyno, but there's no Mustang on it. What's so special about a Mustang dyno, and why are you using it to do all of the research and development on your cars?
Yeah, the Mustang dyno is one of the best pieces of equipment to tune cars on. It actually replicate road force. It gives us the ability to do repeated tests on the car under the same conditions. It's much safer than doing it out on the road. You know, we can actually run this car through all of the gears. We can run it all the way up to 200 miles per hour. And we can do it over and over and over again and test these cars to really see if what we're doing is making a difference and if it's stressing any of the components on the car while doing so. So it gives us a really safe, consistent, repeatable way to tune cars. You really have to kind of put these cars through all the paces and really expose them to at least what cars are going to be able to do out on the street. So when we start a new application, a car will be strapped to the dyno for weeks at a time, sometimes as long as a month, to do all of the base tuning before we even take it out on the road and let people start driving the car.
Cool.
You have to get everything to a point where you feel comfortable with the car before you expose it to real world conditions.
So the secret is, I am tuning my car. It is a hex tune, so hex is the software part of VFengineering and VF is the hardware part. The coolest part about this is that you can do it yourself. You don't have to remove the ECU, you just simply stick it into the OBD2 port and you can tune the car. I'm excited to try that out. Hopefully I don't completely ruin the Huracan, but... Damon, where are you at? Did the car crash again? I don't know what's going on. You got your bumper in the middle of VFengineering, and there's some other parts here of your car. I think I'm actually gonna take that. So I know you're coming to California in the next couple days, so make sure to hit me up because I'm taking this to my house, so it's gonna force us to have to hang out. This is the VFengineering development shop. Got a bunch of cool cars here. M3 Lime Rock, love those. Old RS4. Amazing, amazing sounding V8. When I reviewed that, I fell in love with it. Then we got an M4 that's wrapped like an Italian police car. A lot of mods done to that. Of course, we have this green Lamborghini here. That's getting the tune. I'm excited. They 3D print a lot of parts for the superchargers here, but you know, they also have a little bit of fun. So these are Pokemon. This has nothing to do with power adders. But like with all 3D printers, it does take forever. This is gonna take several days to complete. What are these? These are not Pokemon. These are important components.
Yeah, this is rapid prototyping for our supercharger development. So this would be the intake plan for a V8 supercharger, R8 V8 supercharger.
And how long did that take to make?
18 hours.
About 18 hours, about an 18-hour print. And then this is...
That's a Halo sword.
This is actually a little bit of a secret project we're working on, but this is going to be an intake system, part of an intake system for the Huracan.
So this is the full production. Is that cast?
This will be cast aluminum, yes.
Gotcha, that's crazy. Of that 3D printed part that you saw, we've got an E92 M3 supercharger kit here. Well, part of it, obviously. And then I believe this is headers from a Huracan. I'm noticing because the cats look the exact same as the ones in my car, and then there's a Huracan exhaust over there. Speaking of Damon, Daily Driven Exotics is so close to 100,000 subscribers right now. Damon is producing the sickest content. Dave is absolutely hilarious. So if you're not, go subscribe to them. They're about to hit 100,000, and I know you guys can make that possible for them. Let's hit 100K. Daily Driven Exotics. All right, so this is the package that my Hex Tune comes in that I'm about to load onto the car. So we'll open that up. Got a sticker. Dang, all right, this is super simple. So apparently, all I have to do is plug this into my OBD2 port, plug this into a PC computer with the software loaded, and I can tune my car. Now the software, super easy to get. You download it off VFengineering's website. You can scroll down, this obviously Volkswagen, Audi Group, Lamborghini. Click on that, you can download the software. Just put this in the OBD2 port, which is located in a very uncomfortable position. What this does originally, for the first time, is read the software version of your Huracan. Then you take that information, you send it out to an engineer via email, and then he sends you back the exactly correct tune file for your car. We've got to select the ECU type, which for the Huracan is this one right here with the ×2. And now we go to software options, force programming of ECU memory. You have to do that the first time because this car hasn't been tuned yet. And so we've got two tunes right now, or two file types. One is the stock Huracan file and one is the tune. So obviously gonna load the tune. So that would be an ultimate placebo effect if they loaded the stock tune. You guys should do that. And then it takes 10 to 12 minutes and we'll be good to go. The tune just finished. It says, please switch the ignition to the off position. There we go. Ignition is off. Oh, I even get a smiley face. It's been successfully programmed. Sweet. All right, so now I just close the program, freaking drive this car around and experience what the new tune is like. I'm stoked. For those of you who are interested in this tune, obviously wait like 30 seconds to get my actual review of it. I'm gonna take this out on the road and also get some flyby shots so you can hear the exhaust as well, because I really wanna express to you how flippin' awesome it is. Currently, the tune costs $2,995, but for summer, and because you're a Vehicle Virgin subscriber, they are selling it for $24.95. Seriously, it is so easy to do. Let's see how it is. There's gonna be a link to purchase the tune down in the description. Initial impressions, feels like there's a little bit more throttle response. I mean, in Corsa mode, the car from the factory is pretty damn good. Actually, let's try it. What happens in Strada mode? Kind of feels more similar to Sport or Corsa did before. Now this doesn't have a transmission tune on it, but because the ECU tune is able to communicate with the transmission software, it's actually able to show the correct amount of power and the load limits, so you are gonna get slightly crisper shifts, which we'll see when I actually go full throttle. Feel a lot quicker. Like, oh my god. It also seems like when I upshift at redline, it's climbing RPM slightly faster in the upper RPM ranges. It seems like it's banging shifts quicker. Well, there's a tunnel ahead of me, and I'm really not gonna waste the opportunity with a tunnel, a Huracan with a new exhaust, and a new tune. I think we gotta go pretty fast through the tunnel. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. The car does feel a little bit faster, the shifts feel a little bit crisper, but it's so hard to tell things like that. So what my plan is, I'm gonna drive the car for 2 weeks with the tune on. Then the cool thing is, I can reflash the tune at my house to back to stock, and then I feel like it's gonna be easier to tell a difference going down in power and feel than it is going up. And then once I go on the stock form for a little bit, then I'll put back the tune. I think that'll be a great way to assess how good this tune really is. Another great way to assess how good the tune is, but more so the exhaust, is to go back through the tunnel the other way. tune itself picks up about 30 horsepower, which honestly is not all that much. It puts the LP610 at 640 horsepower, which is like the Huracan Performante, which gained power from ECU tuning as well as a better flowing airbox. But the biggest thing is throttle response difference and where it makes the power. Instead of just making power more at the top end, by opening the throttle position all the way to 100%, usually they limit it, especially in the LP580, it doesn't just make power at the top end, it makes it throughout the entire rev band. A tune is like a small, well-done breath augmentation. If you do it right, you don't notice it that much, but it's just slightly better. Now a tune on a forced induction car, that's a freaking double D salami. I'm so stoked on this car now with the exhaust and the tune. Whew. I think it needs wheels, and maybe potentially, although this is my favorite color on the Huracan, do a wrap to make it really, really stand out. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thanks so much to VF Engineering for hooking me up with this. I look forward to seeing you next video.